since we're here, let's play
Hello.
a quick game called Say the First Thing That Comes to Mind.
And
I'll
welcome
let you
back to
start.
Law and
Okay.
Order. It's police procedural set in Waterdeep, starring some of your favorite Twitter shit posters. I have now added my headset mic as a separate audio input capture because apparently the streaming software just goes, okay, I'm taking everyone in the Discord call except fuck that guy because he's running this stream.
Fuck that guy.
So yes,
Yeah,
we
that
are
guy.
running a slightly stripped down version of our usual scenery today on account of this being our AWOL stream manager. I'm not saying that there may or may not be a woman involved, but also there may or may not be a woman involved. We're out of lockdown. We're allowed to travel. Mitch is on a road trip. Our backups, unfortunately, couldn't make it today. So here we are streaming our Discord call live for you with some basic trimmings around. We almost have a full house today. Keegan is currently stuck inside a revolving door. We've had him 2 or 3 times in the last 20 minutes. Only to
I'm pretty sure he's getting it from his stepbrother right now.
That's
he's-
yelled at.
Hey,
Those
stepbrother,
No,
you
no.
stuck?
Yeah, he's stuck. So
He's getting it from his step. Right, moving on. So, that was a thing that happened.
He didn't get it at first. He's so pure. His heart is good. He didn't know.
It went downhill after he shaved his head. I caught him with a bad crowd.
Oh no, step bro. I won't be able to get out of here.
Okay, so all that aside,
Oh, man.
Lenore will be joining us, unfortunately. So as a brief
Yay.
explanation of last week, our hapless city patrol watch was ordered to the guard post, the head of the city watch in Southern Ward, where you all got to meet as they met with their previous station commander, Mayrose, a big-hearted, ferocious, and slightly potty-mouthed halfling from the Moonshade, where they were informed that they were invited to form a new experimental task force, and thus were dubbed the Wardens. The Wardens headed off on a few hijinks. They investigated the scene of last night's crime. They had an interaction at the House of the Moon with the head of the Temple of Saloon. That was sure to go quick and make friends. And then they all retired for lunch to the House of Espos, where we met Ornipus's mum.
Mama Orny.
Mama
Lovely,
Espos
lovely
cooked
woman.
them all some lunch. Charise gave Mama Espos some gold for meat. Ornipus was adorably protective, as well as being slightly embarrassed, which was a whole lot of fun. And Gabe was sitting in the corner silently staring, slightly traumatized at Lenore the whole episode.
I didn't speak. That's why I wasn't there. I was like, I couldn't breathe.
And that's why we didn't hear anything from Gabe last week. He apparently was a little overwhelmed at Lenore, who will be joining us when Keegan comes back. So, I believe last we checked, we'd made our way back to the guardhouse. And there will be no map of the guardhouse this week. We're trying to minimize disruptions to the stream. But yes, we'd made our way back to the guardhouse after lunch, and our wardens were just planning their next steps.
So I have a question real quick.
Go for
Seeing
it.
as Keegan's not here, are we able to just light Lenore on fire and throw her into the street completely
Let's
unresisted?
Let's not. Look, it scares me more than probably any of you. But let's just.
No, I want to
let's
punt her.
respect it. Maybe
gotta
it's like
punt her.
maybe it's like a frog that, like, if it commits, like, not commits, if it if it does enough good deeds, it'll
Lenore
become beautiful.
Lenore looks over with his,
I didn't ask to be put into this form. I feel like I should be the one most pissed off about this.
She's evil. She is fucking
She's gonna
people.
say that, and I'm gonna shriek. I'm gonna shriek.
I dreamed of being a black cat or a bat or maybe even a tresson with wings. And what the
Oh my
fuck
god,
is
it
this
talks!
form?
It talks!
If you close your eyes and just imagine Marge Simpson, it's not as bad.
I'm not going as high pitched as Keegan likes to do, but
She's gonna say that, and I'm gonna run behind what's it called? One behind Wardens and be like, "Oh my god, it talks too." I was shocked the whole time. I didn't know it spoke. I didn't know it spoke.
it talks.
It says some pretty profane shit too. As a matter of fact,
I'm going to go ahead and exercise
I'm
my
pretty
DM
sure
discretion.
one or two of us have been threatened, right?
Pocket dimension.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead exercise my discretion, and Tenzo is going to pocket dimension Lenore until further notice.
Thank all the gods. Thank all of them. There's a lot, but thank every last
Thank
one.
all the
Even
gods
bad
old and
ones.
new.
Even the
So-
bad ones.
Now that we don't have the cursed thing sitting on one of our party's shoulders, we should get some work done, maybe. And don't we have to go to a temple of some kind?
Work, schmirk. Let's set like I don't know. Let's go get like son a drink. We
I'm
got
we
these-
were
still,
gonna-
you know what? I'm still a little full, but I could go for a
look.
couple
We got these
pints.
new titles. We'd even have enough time to really enjoy it. Let's just roam around the city, check out what we can do. You know, now that we're like wardens or whatever, we can get into like the higher class stuff as well. You know,
No, we
Probably
have to
even
stay.
pay.
We have to stay within our jurisdiction.
Oh God!
Shut
Why? Why? What's up with
We
what's this rule
do.
shit?
We
Okay.
do, but
I'm
Listen.
just repeating what was said to us. I don't make this rule.
we can
But we
go
don't
more
have
places.
to follow them. Nobody has to know. But that.
There's truth
Well,
there to that.
The last couple places we've been and the last few people we've talked to, they seem to know who we are before we got there. So I feel like
Well, they're
there's
afraid
not...
of us. We're like we're wardens now, okay? Like
Hell
they're
yeah.
afraid of us.
Totally famous.
We're big shits. We're big deals. Let's do this. Let's go
I-
somewhere.
Yeah, man, I'm cool and stuff now. Look at my little
Yeah.
cool twirl, and I'm gonna twirl. Do a quick spin around.
That was such a
I like
cool
it.
twirl. You look so good. I like twirls. I'll do twirls
Well,
too.
thank you. Okay, okay, go for a twirl.
Okay, Felia twirls and then like casts what's the fucking cantrip I have? God damn it.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah, and there's like a sparkle, like a shower of sparks as she twirls around.
Are we
That was
back
way
at
better. That was way
Are
better than
we-
my twirl. I can't do that.
Are we back at the guardhouse or whatever it's called?
So
Is
you're
that
currently back at the guardhouse, where that meeting room is. Just Mayrose has in her usual form. Alright, with all of the respect and kindness in my heart, fuck off. So
Okay.
you missed some of her turns of phrases. She's obviously very fiercely protective of her own. That includes you. She doesn't mince her words. For Sweeney's benefit, the general rules of or the operational conditions of being the Wardens, outside of investigating the matter of the attack on the Moon Sphere, your area of operations is limited to the Southern Ward. If reasonable cause for concern is given, any member of the task force may be removed from the team and returned to normal patrol duty. And if it all goes tits up, you won't be returning to the Southgate house, you'll be handing in your badges. That includes Mayrose.
Ooh.
However,
So
this back room of the guardhouse, the guard post, is your new headquarters. You're no longer stuck in the shithole that is the Southgate Watch House.
all right.
You've been given a couple of leads to potentially check out to find out more information about that obsidian shard Felia found. She suggested that someone from the Watchful Order of Magists and Protectists is stationed in the guard post as a liaison. There is the Aurora's catalog counter, which deals in powerful magic items, and someone also remembered that there are the Fleur Masters an old couple that do magical research under the worship of Mistra.
Well, we have this temple, we have the couple we can go to, and then we have somewhere else. Where are you guys feeling like we should head?
I kind of want to go chat to the old couple who have a special interest in weird shit. That sounds fun.
Oh,
But they're old. What if they forget stuff? What if they fart a lot? I don't know if I want to do that.
We're ageist in this stream.
I just remembered. Did we already check out that burned down building from a few years back that had the same
You had not.
general? Okay, so we could do that too. So we basically what happened was that a lot of the stuff we found in the paperwork from the idiot there, similar stuff had also been found revolving around a building that was burned down a few years back. So we've got kind of an emerging pattern there.
It was about 7 or 8 years ago, I think. And it was in a similar hand to the letter you found, written by the head of the Bull Elks tribe, but it seemed to have been written in by maybe a shakier handwriting.
All right, I say we go straight to the couple first. I say we get them out the way and just start chopping down who we're gonna look for. The sooner we start, the better, you know? What do you think, Orny?
I think you should shut your face ever since you called me a villain. But I also agree with you. I think that getting the old couple out the way would be the smartest thing to do.
You see? Even though Villainous over here thinks it's a good idea, we should go for it.
I will literally slap you.
That's gonna hurt too.
That sounds kind of villainous, actually.
I'm graceful. You might not be able to catch me. I'm like a ballet dancer. Like a ballerina.
Alright. Can I just get history or investigation checks from everybody, please?
I'm not good at either.
Ooh, 19.
13.
Ooh, 23. For investigation. What?
Okay, so pretty much everyone except Gabriel, who hasn't been in town quite that long, will know that the Capian Flormaster is a very, very old name in Southern Ward. He's known as the Potion Wizard, and he's lived in the neighborhood longer than anyone can remember. About a century ago, he took on an apprentice named Shalara, and after decades of working together, the two were married. Capian spent about half his life trying to get rid of the nickname the Potion Wizard, because he tends to make and sell potions for the community at a very cheap price, often giving them away at charity when needed.
He's a potion seller?
He sells potions. He makes and sells potions, but he tends to sell them at just a slightly above cost price. In emergencies, he's been known to make and give away potions. So, you know, he is a magical researcher, but as far as the community is concerned, he's the potion master. The potion wizard.
Right.
So, the Flormasters live in a small two-level house on the northeast of Anchoret's Court, a small plaza in the mid-eastern neighborhood of the ward, tucked behind Caravan Street and the Spectre Walk. The plaza is lightly populated. There's a few vendors selling their wares, and there's the broadcriers selling broadsheets for a copper or two a piece. The Flowmaster's house is recognizable by a small sign hanging above the door with a potion bottle etched into it.
Is it
I guess
open or is it
we'll give
closed?
It is closed.
I'll give it a nice little, a nice, respectable knock.
Okay. So, as you knock, there's the sound of a coming, and you hear the sound of approaching footsteps, and an older woman with grey running through her black hair answers the door. Can I help you?
Good evening. My name is Gabriel. I am with the Wardens of the Watch, and I've just come here to ask you a few questions.
Oh, of course. My husband and I are always ready to help the watch. Come in, come in.
Thank you.
So
I'm gonna issue everybody else in before me. I'm gonna give a look around and go in. See if we got any prying eyes.
I'm fascinated by this idea of the Wardens, a more proactive form of the watch. It should be. I think you could be great for the neighborhood. So, come in. She leads you down a hallway into a cozy reading room where a figure that some of you may have seen before, Capian, sits reading a leather-bound tome gilded with simple gold lettering reading An Exploration of Quasi-Physics. Fascinating, just fascinating. Oh, what's this? Oh, these are the new Wardens. You remember? Yeah. Yes. So they're just here to ask us a few questions. Wardens. Fascinating. Oh, what can we do for you?
Well,
We were told you were really old and you know a lot about magic. So we're gonna.
We have some questions.
Well, you're half right. I'm certainly old, but questions about magic. What brings you here?
well, we happened to find a piece of this random material, and since you guys are probably the most magical folks within the general area, we came to ask you guys if you know anything about it. And I'm gonna look over to Felia and be like, I guess you could show him now.
Yeah, I'll just take it out and sort of hold it up so the light catches it.
May I have a closer look? The markings. No magic yet, I promise.
Sure.
Okay.
Whatever.
Capian observes the markings on this focus gem.
Says, these symbols, very old, very primal, powerful magic. Don't misunderstand me, but quite barely contained.
I don't like the phrase "barely contained."
Well, that excites me. Continue.
There's a framework, it looks like, for a complicated energy channeling, but I can't recognize the bulk of the symbols. I'm afraid I can't say what it's designed to channel. But, Shalara, dear, maybe you could take the Wardens upstairs and, well, just the basic test, you know. Yes, dear, of course. May I? And she sort of raises an eyebrow questioning to you guys as she reaches towards the shard.
Oh, me.
Okay. So, while the downstairs of the Capians is sort of a simple but elegantly furnished home, there's warm coloured carpets, rugs, dark wood panelled floors, scents of vanilla and cinnamon. Upstairs is a much more academic environment, a large chamber filled with desks full of spellcasting and potion-making implements, with 4 closed doors leading off to other chambers. She takes the focus gem and suspends it on a stand with a localized anti-gravity field contained on the top. She then swings the stand around until it faces a large plate made of what appears to be lead. The plate contains a number of burn and ash marks, it smells sickly sweet, and it leaves a metallic taste on the tongue just being around it. I'm sure you're aware, she says, taking note of any arcades, like looking at Felia, looking at you, Tenzo.
That lead is a particularly effective material for blocking magical energies. Whatever this is, well, we don't want to inadvertently blow out the wall accidentally. Won't endear us at all to the natives. Making a few gestures, she begins to cast a needle-thin beam of energy at the crystal, glowing a brilliant orange and white, flames licking at the conical form. The energy sort of soaks into the gem and then dissipates. Nothing happens. She frowns and casts another beam, this time a brilliant blue and white, causing frost to form on the stand, Felia, that you recognize the ice magic that she's casting. This continues again for a short while. She casts a number of different beams and then stops after casting a sickly looking purple and yellow beam, frowning. Capian, if you don't mind. And after a few minutes, he shuffling up the stairs appears to be Shalara takes a couple of tomes from a shelf as Capian Capian shuffles into the room, and you see them turning pages and talking back and forth with each other, and Shalara looks back at you and has a very troubled look on her face. We have a theory, but we can't be sure without help. Capian continues, it's entirely possible that this object wasn't designed to channel magic from the weave. They sort of take a moment, both looking at this focus gem with almost fascinated horror. And after a few moments of this pressing, smothering silence, Shalara, I believe that this is made of shadow weave magic. It's not something any ordinary arcanist can access. Can I get history or arcana rolls from people?
Another history?
Yes, this is, I'll allow your 19, if you like.
Okay.
I'm dog shit at this again. I'm gonna go Arcana, that seems more fun.
That's okay.
Arcana 16.
Oh, nice 15, let's go.
Arcana and... okay.
I had a 23.
Nixie, you've heard a little bit of the Shadow Weave. You remember it's an old story regarding the very first gods and goddesses. Felia and Charise and Tenzo, you remember being told these stories, be they bedtime stories for you, perhaps Felia, or history lessons from your dad, Tenzo, or Charise learning in the Temple of Joaquin. In the beginning, a vague greyness separated into darkness and light, and that darkness and light became Shah and Saloon. They created the world, and a sort of almost a primeval goddess that coalesced out of the world asked for heat and light to bring more life about. Saloon wanted to do this and Shah did not. They went to war with each other as twin sisters. Saloon ripped some of her own essence out and hurled it at Shah, which went through her and took some of her own essence out with it. And those two combined essences fused to create Mistral, who became their daughter and was the embodiment of the weave. The weave is that which you all engage with in one form or another to cast magic. Shah, on the other hand, created the shadow weave, and it exists in those nothing gaps between the strands of the weave itself. And Shah alone, near as anyone knows,
controls who accesses the Shadow Weave and Shadow Magic.
So you would have to be like a cleric of Shah or something similar?
Solaris is, among other things, I guess, only really worshippers of Shah can access the weave, although, some practitioners have forced their way into the Shadow Weave, although they tend to go insane, or, lose many of their memories. A faithful worshipper of another god could, I guess, petition. Maybe their god would go to Shah, but I'd never heard of... such a thing, I guess, is only theoretically possible. I don't know of it ever happening.
What I'm getting from this for the most part is that this is not something good, and we should probably hold on to it.
Whoever created that, you don't want them to have access to it.
I have a question. If this is an artifact of the Shadow Weave, is it still vulnerable to some of the rules that magic has in the weave, such as dispelling, anti-magic, things like that? Are those still in play?
I don't know. I must understand, dear. We are magical researchers, yes, but we work with the weave. We simply have not made the sacrifices necessary to study the Shadow Weave. The gods only know what could happen should Shah try to take our minds as payment.
What would happen if someone or something from a different plane interacted with this thing?
I don't... That's an interesting question. I mean, beings of other planes still tend to have to work within the weave.
Alright, I have an idea.
Fascinating thought.
What if I did a little experiment here in your shop? Could we test something out?
What are you thinking, my boy?
I know what he's thinking, and I like it. Do it.
I bring back Lenore.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't mind her.
Don't mind me. I'm just a little doll.
Darling, is that a familiar?
Yeah, it's a familiar. I don't want to get into it.
What?
I don't want to get into it.
Don't mind me.
I have told you, that thing better not be. Stop it! I don't want it making eye contact with me. I don't
help us.
Wardens, please.
No.
I'm sorry. What was your name, lad?
My name's Tenzo.
Tenzo. What is your idea?
I think I know his idea.
Gabriel's gonna start crying visibly. He's gonna start tearing. He's gonna start like actually tears coming out.
I know the animated GIF, the young black child with just looking at the tear down. Yeah.
He looks back and Gabriel's gonna start crying, and he's gonna take a few steps back and be like, "I can't do this."
Okay. And you, little one, what is your name?
My name's Lenore, don't forget it.
Lenore, what?
This is Lenore, I'm sorry for
What
her.
are you thinking?
I'm thinking...
You're sorry.
Someone tell me what we're doing, please.
Hey, we're still figuring it out, too. What if we, I don't know, tried to send Lenore back into her pocket dimension with this
Forever?
shard? Not forever.
I like that.
Then there's no point.
No.
You can't get rid of me that easy.
Okay. Look,
I will. You wait.
No. I am not handing an artifact of the maddening Shadow Weave to that fucking thing. No.
Yes. I'm.
Everyone.
Don't talk about Nixie like that.
Tenzo, I'm inclined to agree with your comrades here. Colleagues, that's of course.
officers.
Do you know what happens to the pocket dimensions in a magical bag when the bag is destroyed?
It's destroyed.
It
is it not?
spills onto the ethereal plane.
Exactly.
Astral.
The astral plane. Now,
Astral plane. Oh.
Some similar phenomena was to occur, trying to pull this artifact into a pocket dimension, I'm not so much worried that it would be lost forever, as who would find it in the astral plane and to what end?
There's also various implications of taking an item that can inflict madness and pitching it into the plane of the mind. No, we're not doing
you have a better idea?
Absolute psycho.
Literally anything else. We could shove it up your ass and that would be a better idea.
Oh, sure.
Look, guys, look. The doll frightens me more than it frightens anyone. I'm crying. But that idea might result in something pretty impressive. Not to mention, we could always...
Touch my hand.
I'm not gonna touch your hand.
Touch it.
I'm not gonna.
Don't call it a your, it's an it.
I'm not
you should
gonna
probably
touch
just
your
touch
hand.
your hand.
Humanizing it. God.
I'm gonna put my hand out and I'm gonna like ever so lightly pat her hand and then pull it back as fast as I can.
Darling, we
you better wash that.
The book we've been reading, there's theories that spells can be altered through different elemental forms, manipulates the energy functions. It's sort of almost a thaumaturgical connection, but this is obviously a different concept. We're trying to jump from one weave into another. A reagent would have Caffeine says, well, we need a focusing element of our own, something with transmutive properties, and already with an attunement or connection to darkness. And you see the pair of them look at each other like, him, yes. Gentlemen, ladies, I have a contact who might be able to help us on this. He's somewhat elusive, but might give us the edge we need to understand this thing. He goes by the name of William Laura, and let's check some of these history checks. Nixie, you remember the name William Laura as he's an information broker who operates in the Southern Ward. He tends to be a little bit chaotic, but he always operates. He tries never to broker information that would hurt people. He's sort of almost a cross between a vigilante and an information trader.
He's ethical.
Batman.
But you've only really ever heard whispers of him. Like he seems like he wants to stay off the radar. This mustn't leave this room. I can't tell you where he is, but I can tell you where he will be.
We can work with that.
That works well enough.
Spill your gun.
Oh, God damn it, put that thing back in your pocket. I
prefer my familiars
Can
telepathically
you please make it look
communicating.
like a puppy?
Yeah.
Can you make like a puppy or something, please,
So,
Tenzo.
Sethma's court. He tends to show up in Sethma's court on a semi-regular basis, at least once a 10-day.
Does he have like a certain time? Or is it just random? He just shows up?
If there is a pattern to his comings and goings, I haven't worked it out.
Okay.
Sethma's court is
like,
a long dead and otherwise forgotten residency. It's a cul-de-sac a few blocks north of Anchoret's court, and it is a gathering
for reasons no one has been able to discern, it's a gathering to the thousands of species of birds of the city who come to drink from the roof cisterns on the surrounding buildings. Because it's been long abandoned, owing to the thousands of birds coming and going and the waste therefore ensued, it has since become a haven for the homeless population of the Southern Court.
Like a Skid Row Waterdeep.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, okay.
Would Tenzo be familiar?
Tenzo may have spent a few weeks, transitory weeks, in Sethma's court. You would be familiar with the leader, the leader of the homeless community, who is known as King Luminor, a sun elf.
There's a bum king. That's
with
so
a sort of a
cool.
golden, golden skin tone and piercing blue eyes, like a bright summer's day. And for whatever reason, the homeless community have rallied around him, and he's someone you would have seen coming and going about the community, sort of keeping court, as it were.
Okay.
I have a quick question in regards to the artifact itself. What kind of material are we talking? Is this stone or
Obsidian. Right?
Obsidian. This is definitely obsidian.
Okay, so it is legit regular obsidian and not some weird dark weave material we never heard of?
No. Obsidian, I imagine, would be one of the few stones that has the more physical properties amenable to the shadow weave. You must understand, magic relies heavily on the spirit of its wielder and the ideas we associate with objects and items, reagents. You, of course, some of you would already know about how we use material, common materials to cast spells. You might have heard, a nib for your thoughts, and so when we try to detect the thoughts of another, we use a nib as our material reagent. I'm sure, young lady, if I'm sensing right, you're probably familiar with certain icy implements and objects, or woods, maybe, from trees that survive in cold natures. You, young man... Sorry, I'm sorry. Yes, young lady.
No, that's right. There's certain trees that work better for certain element spells.
Of course, because these trees are known to survive within certain elements, and so we understand them. They take on a quasi-physical of course, I'm still learning that this is a exciting new field of magical research, but they take on a quasi-physical nature that we invest with our understanding of how they connect to the rest of the world. I can't wait to see what's happening in this field in future. It's going to revolutionize everything, don't you worry. So, I am thinking that this Mr. Laura will perhaps be able to supply an artifact or a reagent that will give us a way to sort of sidle into its... Yeah, we're going to have to... Well, I can only hope it takes you a few days to track Mr. Laura down, because we're going to need that time simply to work out the right frequencies. It's going to take a while, dears. But if you can stake out Sethma's court, maybe even get the homeless people there to put in a good word for you.
Nice.
I'm
Does
sure
this
we
mean-
can convince Mr. Laura to help.
Does this mean you intend on keeping the gem?
We would certainly be safe with us. We would shield it from the rest of the world, but I understand if you would want to hold on to it. I imagine whoever created that is certainly looking for
we're
it.
gonna have to hold on to it.
If you'd like to take a few rubbings of it, though, feel free.
Yes, of course. Yes, thank you. Yes. Perhaps someone in the watchful order of Magus and Protectus would recognize some of these symbols. Best maybe not to let them know where you found it, or the object itself. But a moment, and he bustles off into one of the other rooms upstairs and comes back with some charcoal and some very thin paper, sort of humming to himself, very off-key as he does. Shalara's sort of just giving him a very bemused, affectionate look as he does this, and says, "Well, I can see the next few days are going to be very interesting for us. Do give my regards to William if you see him. We'll get to it. You know where to find us, and under the circumstances, I think you could be forgiven for knocking on our door any time of day or night. If
Thank
you
you
have
so much.
updates on this."
I have one last question for you, Shalora.
Yes, Tenzo.
What spell were you casting to
Oh,
look
just
at this?
simple energy spells. A ray of frost. If you alter the way you might cast a scorching ray, it's sort of combining the format of a firebolt with the energies of the scorching ray. Ray of sickness, obviously, that's what seemed to resonate with the crystal. Necrotic energy, of course, comes, it sort of bleeds into the material plane from the negative plane, and the negative outer plane, and that seems to be the closest to the shadow weave. Of course, when you add in the nature of the object, the obsidian, the primality of the carvings, it's a guess, I'm afraid, but an educated one.
Do you think if I cast an identification ritual that I could maybe get some more information out of this, or?
Look, you can certainly try. What is research but trial and error, more often than not? This sort of research, anyway.
It wouldn't hurt, I guess.
Felia's just been sidling closer and closer to the gem as people have been talking.
So Capian still has the gem, and you can see now he's making a second copy of the rubbing. Can't be too careful. Can I? No. He looks up, sort of looks off in your direction briefly, and then shrugs to himself and goes back to rubbing until you're pretty much right next to him. He stands up, holds up the two rubbing side by side, and says, "Yes, that should be good. What do you do?"
Hi, sorry. I just wanted to. I found it, and it's really shiny, and I just didn't want you to forget, you know?
Of course not, dearest. You, of course, he lays the rubbings down, hands you the gem. Sata in the what? Just as he opens his mouth to ask a question, Shalara just sort of wanders over, puts a hand on his shoulder and a hand on his other hand. "We shouldn't keep the Wardens, darling. That's, I'm sure there's many questions you have for Miss, I'm sorry, what was your name, darling?"
Fred.
For Fred here.
Yeah.
But maybe we can ask them during less pressing matters, of course. I have a rubbing for you and a rubbing for me, and let's
Can I have one?
You may not.
Oh.
Lenore,
Discrimination.
It's gonna be with
No,
us,
it's
but
not.
you're gonna have the ability.
I
to
was
use
getting
it.
that. I was getting that vibe too, Lenore. I think Lenore's maybe right. I agree with Lenore.
No,
No.
no, 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 no. You're
No,
not
young-
allowed
Ken-
to agree with that thing.
Ken-
No, we
Kenzo.
don't agree.
Tenzo, darling, from one
yes.
magic practitioner to another, if I may ask, your familiar, your companion here, where
Hey,
did you up, down, or sideways, so to speak? Where did she come from?
Oh,
I think I used the wrong material component
Hell.
when I was.
hell.
Yes, but
Hell.
No.
well, as you
Devil.
know, familiar spirits tend to come from, well, up, down, or from your neighborhood, darling, perhaps. Looking at Felia.
What neighborhood?
What does that mean?
The Feywild.
Feywild.
Wait.
You're from the
Oh.
Feywild?
I was. No,
What?
I'm from Baldur's Gate. I
You're
don't
from
like
Baldur's Gate too?
I mean, yeah, like on the outskirts, just a little.
I knew she was different.
No, stop.
Darling, perhaps we should have a sit down later.
We never spoke about this. I'm a Balder. That's my place. Where
Maybe
you
I
from?
should run an identification ritual on you too.
I can.
Okay,
No.
let's, I'm going to put some tea on downstairs. Happy and darling, if you could stay up here with young Tenzo while he does his ritual. Ladies, gentleman, would you join us downstairs, please? And
I prefer gentle dog.
we'll let Tenzo work.
Appreciate it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hey, doll, Lorraine?
It's Lenore.
Lenore? Sorry, I didn't.
What's up?
Do you wanna hop right on my shoulder or we go down and get some tea, I guess?
Sounds good.
Alright, I'm gonna real fucking shakily walk over to her, take her off his shoulders.
If Keegan takes the doll down and Sweeney puts one up on his shoulder, that's it. Fucking show's over. Campaign's ended. I'm out.
There's another one I
That's what
put over my
happens.
shoulder.
I'm gonna pass Lenore to Renezuo, and then he's gonna pass it to Tom.
We have to all get copies of this. That'd be amazing.
I can do it.
Yeah,
I can
there's
do it.
We
Clara says there's a reason we mostly summon familiar spirits into creatures that don't speak. Let's all off to tea. I personally could use I need to use the small room in the house. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to show you on my phone. Here we have a slightly blurry Capian and Shalara. Capian is sort of a more traditionally dressed wizard. He's very much the picture of a wizard with the slightly balding hair, the beard he can tuck into his belt. Shalara's sort of embraced some of the newer fashions of more form-fitting, rolled-up sleeves. You know, she's very much a modern wizard, even though she's obviously no spring chicken. She just happened to age as gracefully as Capian has not. They're both human, but as is the case with very powerful mages, time starts to take a slightly slower hold on them as they grow in experience and power. So what we're hearing is they've been together for a good 60-70 years at this stage. This is how they can work so seamlessly together in every aspect of their lives. So... as you head downstairs, Tenzo, you sort of sit yourself comfortably in a almost like a summoning circle that Capian gestures for you. That seems to be set out for these sorts of meditations, rituals, other such things. Keegan, Tenzo, the floor is yours. Here, we'll even do this fancy zoom in thing. Ooh.
Zoom in.
Main character mode.
Oh no. Okay. So, I place the components and the shard in the middle of the circle, and I take out my brush and I like start to chant, and and there's like symbols and stuff are just being painted in the air and they're starting to like swirl around.
Oh
And,
my god.
I cast the spell.
Okay, so with the shard on your lap, as you cast that, you take all that gathered energy over the course of 10 minutes and just sort of bring it all in, coalesce, and just push it down into the crystal. You get almost a sudden, overwhelming sense of white noise as you take 2 points of psychic damage. Feedback from the spell.
Oh no. Oh. Okay.
Almost like you tried to divide by 0 as the spell sort of comes back to you. You get this result of, you know, error 404, magical item not found. As you get this notion that, yeah, you're trying to understand this item by way of the weave, and it's almost like you've offended the weave.
And I turn to Cappy and I say, okay, so that hurt, so don't try it yourself. I think the weaves are competing against each other. I don't think normal magic from this plane of existence is gonna work.
See, what you need is an AC to DC power converter in order to get the signal through.
We're hoping that this reagent from Mr. Laura will, you know, maybe if you channel your spell through the reagent to the object, maybe that will work. Almost like an adaptive thing, if you will.
Okay, well, I mean, it was worth a shot.
So of course, I admire your initiative to, well, discovery requires experimentation after all, and, well, we just experimented.
Yeah, we did, bro.
We did.
Well,
Yeah,
and
I'm gonna give him some skin.
I'm gonna be downstairs with Lenore, and I'm like, hey, can you walk on your own, Lenore?
Yeah.
Capian sort of swings his hand from across the room, and you see like a ghostly hand form in front of you and high-five you as he casts Mage Hand.
Nice.
Alright, well, I'm actually going to head back to my book. I would like to finish this chapter I'm reading that might provide some insight into what's coming. Well, let me see you down to your comrades, your compatriots, your colleagues, yes. Shall we? And he gestures to the stairs.
Oh yeah. After you.
Of course, yes. He starts wandering. He takes a couple of steps down and then pauses, looks over his shoulder, and then and then continues.
I follow him. I don't try any froggy stuff.
I'm gonna try to hash things out with Lenore and try to. So, where are you from? Where are you from?
You know, just other than here, other than this plane. I was just chilling with my fam, and then I just ended up here.
What were you before you were put in a doll?
I was a weasel.
You were a weasel? Like, is your whole family weasels, or like is it?
I mean, yeah, I mean, you can't really cross species, like integrate.
I thought you were like a magic thing that like didn't really have a form until you had a form.
Oh, I'm magic as hell.
How magic are you?
I mean, I can show you.
Yes, please.
Alright, you can pick me up.
Oh, God.
I want to pick her up.
At your own risk, God.
You wanted this.
Nah, I trust her, guys. I don't think she's up to anything.
You trust?
crying
How
at
can what? You trust that?
Even if it was still a weasel, I wouldn't trust it.
I trust her, guys. She may look a little funky, but she seems.
You know
pretty
what?
cool.
When that
What's
thing
not
is
to
like,
trust?
Exactly.
What's not
And
to
I'm
trust about me?
and I'm gonna hold her over to Nixie, and I'm gonna walk toward Nixie. What's not to trust? I'm gonna put her in Nixie's face.
that thing the fuck out of my face right now.
I'm just showing you her.
No, I can see her.
Once
I can see it just fine. I don't need it in my face.
Once you get past the bulbous eyes and the
No.
odd hair and like
No.
the weird arms and stuff,
No.
it's kind of cute.
No.
Wicked.
I think
Like
she's cool.
this reminds me of the raging Elmo kid. She goes, I mean, do you wanna? I can show you something. Right? I think Tenzo's coming downstairs.
Yeah, I'm down.
Wait,
Let's see.
All right, so put me behind your back.
Okay.
Now,
Put it
I
on
think
your
you should hold up however many fingers you want to hold up.
Okay. Hold up. 3 fingers.
And
She
she looks at Tenzo and she goes,
Alright, Tenzo, I think you need to hold your hands over your eyes.
and I was like, okay. And I go like that.
And,
Her little like doll eyes start to glow, and then underneath my hands, you see light coming out.
Oh. Ew.
And
right now, Tenzo is seeing everything that I'm seeing.
Oh,
Oh, that is so cool.
no,
So,
it's not.
He goes, Tenzo, how many fingers is he holding up?
it looks like 7.
Excuse me.
It's
Is that right, Gabe?
3, bud.
Oh. Wait, did you say how many you had?
I said 3.
He said 3.
I said 3.
I was-
Does
Oh, no,
Tenzo
no.
not know how to count?
I didn't hear that.
Tenzo's a little remedial.
Retcon. It's
no.
actually he said 3.
My Discord is dying again.
No.
No, I'm sorry.
It was Lenore. Just pissed.
Lenore.
Lenore is
you.
cursing his Discord.
King is dead. He's frozen.
I like how
I like how
King is
Lenore's
dead,
just
but
like,
we just have Lenore staring at us.
Yo, the solid stare.
I'm not
too.
okay. Lenore can see into my soul, and I don't like what she sees there.
Guys, look, she may be a little odd looking.
And no matter where you go, it's staring at you.
A little.
Oh
She's kinda
no!
nice. She has her own personality, and that is fucking right there. That is fucking fucky. That's unsettling. But she's pretty cool. She knows a lot more than we give her credit for, and she's kind of useful.
Yeah,
She's
I
a
mean, we could
demon.
like take her to the bird place and use her eyes as bait or something. She's definitely going to be useful. I agree.
Or we could let her like go into places where she can go in all incognito, because I'm pretty sneaky, but like I'm a person.
She's a fucking
She could-
animated doll. How is that
Or
incognito?
she could keep us warm when we're cold because we're going to burn it.
Is the title of the stream still map making?
Fucking hell.
Oh,
Probably.
boy.
I love this stream.
Oh,
I'm
Lord.
having a great time.
Look,
Damn it,
Mitch,
Jim!
I
I'm a
hate-
DM, not a stream manager.
Look, all I gotta say is this.
Damn it, Mitch.
Mitch,
Alright, I
we
got it.
need you, and you're seeing it right now firsthand how much we need you.
Mitch.
Come back fast. Finish what you're doing quickly.
More like,
Oh,
more
we
like,
will.
bitch.
That may not be an issue, you know.
I know, right? I was about to say you left that
Yo,
one wide
you guys are
open.
terrible.
Wide open.
Oh come on, that was like straight slowing down the middle bowling. Come on,
Yeah, that was.
or pitching for you Freedomlanders.
What episode are we on?
Ew, you guys
Five,
call it
six?
bowling? Oh no.
In cricket, you bowl. It's
true.
different from pitching, okay? So,
I know. I'm a Caribbean. I play cricket.
yes,
You have
this
to
is
know what
episode
a
5.
trumpet is before you can
No, you
understand
don't.
cricket.
No, this is
I do.
episode
Yeah,
6.
I played cricket before. I'm
I
Jamaican. Of course
no,
we
I
play it.
refuse to believe that.
Right.
We do. We have a whole team.
But you never played cricket. No way.
Yes, I have. So my
No.
hands are hard.
No.
Meanwhile, in the city of Waterdeep. Welcome back, Keegan.
Yeah, where were we?
We were exactly where we were when your Discord cut out. Yeah,
The
Lenore
counting
just stared
fingers.
straight into all of our souls, and everything went to hell from there. As it would when Lenore is staring into your soul.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's just like one of the things I can do.
That's really cool, actually, Lenore. You're pretty cool.
Okay.
She can also deliver spells for me.
Oh, now guys, that's useful. Come on.
They're only certain spells, but
You guys can't tell me that's pretty useful. We're all a team, you know, and Lenore is technically
We're
a warden.
a team. That
No,
is
Lenore.
not.
Lenore is not a warden. Lenore
No.
is not
She
a
is.
warden. No technicalities, all right?
It-
No,
She's an accomplice.
it-
She's an
it-
accomplice.
Is not a warden.
no, literally,
It is a
our
warden.
It is a that.
our
I-
boss has said not a warden.
Lenore, what pronoun
That's,
do you
that's
prefer?
one of the
What's
times
the
that
pronoun?
I will actually go on what Tenzo is saying. That
Might,
she's not a warden.
ladies and gentlemen, might I suggest having this conversation somewhere in Sethma's court, and perhaps
Sorry.
keep it
fair
down.
enough.
You don't want to spook Mr. Laura, but
Okay.
yes, I'm going to finish this chapter of my book because it might actually provide insight into the magical formulas that my wife and I are going to have to try and write for when you bring back whatever Mr. Laura can help us with.
Well, thank you for your time.
You're quite welcome. I'm very happy to be supporting this new initiative. It's a brilliant idea, really. Good. Mistra, go with you all.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
And with you as well.
Okay, well. So,
Deuces.
All right, guys. What's the next move then? Where are we headed now?
Do we want to follow up the rest of the leads or go?
Does
to
anyone
the
know what time
place?
it is?
it's sort of mid-afternoon at this point.
I mean, do you guys want to take a break? I know there's a tavern nearby.
Fucked up?
Sure. I'm
That
down
sounds
for it.
pretty dope.
Yeah.
I
What
mean,
about you, Fangs? You down?
Is that what you refer to me as?
Oh no, that's racist for you. I'm talking about the Dampier. My bad. Oh.
That's a good save.
You know what?
You down?
Yeah.
I have other shit to do.
Come on.
No,
You fucked up with
come on.
that.
You've been working all day.
What could you have?
I know you know how to drink.
Oh, that you need to put that
Lenore.
thing in the pocket. I am not going into the tavern with that.
Lenore, look, Lenore, look. Okay, look. I think it's funny, but like that's a little charged. You know, he is a vampire, or she's a vampire. You know, that's a little.
Listen, Lenore. I get one more Dampier joke out of you, I will end you.
No, the chaos Lenore brings makes me love her.
You know.
And I
dismiss her to a pocket dimension. Well, sorry
you
about that.
All right, come on, Charise, just one drink. Come on, it's one.
Come
We'll
on.
go throw back one drink, get some food. It'll be worth it.
You
It'll be
don't,
on me.
you don't have to drink. I mean, you could be sober chauffeur if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can be a loser if you want.
Imagine how much trouble we'll get in if you're not there. It
All
wouldn't
right,
be right of
that's-
you to leave us.
That's a fair argument, I suppose.
Sick. All right, let's go get fucked up. I'm gonna do
Yeah.
it backwards.
Do a flip. Do a flip.
Do I have
And
to
in
roll for
my-
that?
Acrobatics.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need an
Hope I don't
acrobatics
fuck
roll.
up. Hope I don't fuck up.
I hope you do.
One.
Do a flip.
No critical ones.
Do a barrel roll.
Yeah.
I got a solid 15.
Okay, yeah. Look, it's you know, you stick the landing, take a second. It's a very good, solid backflip. It's no flare,
Let's go.
but it's a backflip. A couple of people
Let's
stop
go,
in the
guys.
street and be like, "Huh."
Okay.
Moving on. There's this disheveled dwarf sitting on the corner hawking some jewelry, and he's like, "Finest jewelry in the handmade by a dwarven craftsman of the highest." Oh, bloody hell! And he wanders off.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make him upset. That was a pretty clean backflip.
I thought it was
Alright.
cool.
Dang.
That was pretty cool.
Let's go
I
drink
seem
now.
better.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I write in my my notebook, like I'm keeping a time log. I'm like, ended the day at 5.
Okay.
All right, let's go to this pub.
Yeah. I'm thirsty.
Okay, so there is an alleyway from Anchoret's Court that heads back into the main road. And from there, another alleyway actually leads into a cul-de-sac just off around the corner from where the guard post is. And it's actually known as the maid drinking hole for the watch because of its close proximity. That's not where I put my chapter 1 notes. This is my chapter 1 notes. I'm a wizard. So, this is the Safe Haven Inn. It was named that because of its proximity to the guard post, where Shalia Darliston, a moon elf, is almost always found behind the bar, with a ready smile and a couple of tankards of ale on standby for watch patrols coming off duty. She's been given the nickname Lady Civilar by members of the guard post. As you enter in, you see a few tables are taken up by watch patrols, and a couple look up, sort of raise an eyebrow and go, "Oh, they're the new guys." Bloke sitting in the corner is a patrol where one of them's giving you just the absolute stink eye, and Shalia herself goes, "Oh, hello, come over, please. You must be the new Wardens. Let me help you get the, of course." And she starts pouring tankards of ale. First round, of course, on the house for a new patrol. She starts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sick.
I like it.
Do you have a child seat?
A what?
It's like a seat for like a child. It's not a big
Can
deal.
you
if you
just
don't.
Or
leave
for a
it?
halfling. For a halfling.
Oh,
Yeah,
like,
Can you just
I mean,
leave
I
it?
have halfling and
No,
gnome
don't
chairs, but
don't worry about it. We don't
We'll
need it
take one.
for
We'll
any.
take one.
Oh God, you guys, no, please.
So,
Look, I'm
hang on.
I'm team her, man.
So she looks over at the whole group and turns on the spot and wanders down to the other end of the bar to start wiping things.
Oh no, there's.
You guys know who else would make this party really dope?
No.
Who?
And I take off my cloak and I drop it in midair, and then it stands to attention. And I go, "Guys, Cloaky's back."
Hell yeah! What up?
What's up, dude?
Shaylee is like,
Just go-
wanders over. Will your extra watch member be needing a drink?
Yeah,
He
Um,
doesn't drink. He's
a
straight
full-fledged
edge.
watch member. He's yeah, very important. He's actually
He's
a
going
secret
through some
agent.
problems.
Yeah.
I had no idea such
Tricky for him.
fascinating. This I heard that this was experimental task, but clearly you see it like her hands are just moving independent as she's.
I just got done experimenting with an old guy.
Slides an extra tankard onto the bar.
I'm gonna be like, you have no clue how experimental we are, and then I'm gonna eye Ornipus, and then I'm gonna get back to drinking.
I give him the big old smack on the ass.
That
very experimental.
Honestly, Shelia doesn't bat an eyelid. This, after all, is Waterdeep. It is the Los Angeles of the Sword Coast, and few things surprise most Waterdehavians, unless it's a invisible person wearing a cloak. Yeah, like well, will you be needing a table together? You pair. I can arrange if you'd like to sit.
Yes, please. Actually.
Oh, I can do amazing dinners for two, and you might find that very, perhaps not. Oh dear, I'm sorry. I appear to be. Yes, I'll shut up. Will there be anything else?
We'll go to the couple seat together. I'm gonna lock arms. Ornipus are gonna walk over towards the 2-seat table.
The watch is very progressive lately. We're very proud.
I mean, this is nothing new. What do you mean by progressive? Oh, of course, the invisible people. Yes,
we're hella woke.
Woke.
The whole party gets a nosebleed.
Well, Gabriel, you would know, like, coming from Baldur's Gate. Yeah, Waterdeep is more progressive than some of the other cities like Baldur's Gate or Neverwinter. Baldur's Gate's probably a little grimier on the surface, and Neverwinter's more, very old-fashioned, traditional. Waterdeep is just like, if it's happening in society, it's happening first in Waterdeep.
Okay.
Then we should have said he was fucking Lenore instead. Wasn't out there enough.
Wasn't out there. Shock factor is not hitting the way I thought it was going to. Now I'm just having dinner with Ornipus.
Don't sound happy about it.
I'm just gonna talk about, like, I don't know, parents and
what?
shit.
What are we gonna talk about?
I don't. Okay. So, immediately when me and Ornipus sit down, I'm like, so, how you doing today, bud?
I'm a little upset right now.
Why exactly?
Because you're not sitting in your seat and I pat on my lap.
Here, let me clear you a place to sit.
There it is.
Oh my god.
See, there it is. See? Now everybody gets to see it. There it is.
That's the Michael Scott laugh.
Oh, oh god, that was good.
I'm so glad he did it on stream.
I didn't think that was gonna get quite that reaction.
Oh, dude, I haven't seen that ever, man. I'm so proud of you, dude. That was great.
Okay, look, there's probably some places in Waterdeep where that would be considered acceptable. The Safe Haven Inn is not one of them.
That's fucking dope. Oh shit. Oh man, I'm gonna just I'll keep this seat warm for now. But your mom seemed really nice. That's super dope.
Yeah, she's a good lady.
Yeah,
is your dad around?
Bro, she's the best.
My dad?
Yeah.
I mean, he's there, but not seen.
Is your mom, is your dad a half orc too, or he's a human?
No, my dad's full human.
Dope. Human parents. My dad's a human too. Kind of shitty.
Yeah, you too?
Yeah, my dad's like an assassin, so he kills people. It's pretty horrible.
I mean, my dad's been known to fuck around a bit as well.
You see, I'm glad we're having this little conversation, learning more about each other, and I'm gonna just go for a high five.
I'm gonna grab your hand. I'm gonna wrap my fingers around yours. And I'm just gonna hold your hand.
I'm gonna
Is there eye contact here?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
full on
Very strong.
eye contact.
I'm like looking at him.
He's
How
just
far
like,
away are the rest of us from?
Yeah, we're just watching. from the
You
side.
guys
Yeah.
are getting fucked
There's
up
a
while we're just having
bewildered set
We're all
of
just
watchmen.
what the fuck are they doing?
Felia just down to drink. She's gonna need more alcohol for this.
At this point, at least 3 of the other dozen tables are watching this unfold with some sort of horrified fascination at the way this turned and the look on Gabe's face. Yeah.
I am immediately regretting coming in here with you guys.
Oh, I'll
Why?
show you
Wait,
regretting.
what?
Oh, shut it! You're gonna have fun. Have another drink. Be quiet.
I
like,
can
is
be
your mu-
fun. I can be fun. This
You're
just
not
You're
fun.
not. You're
You're not fun. I'm
so
gonna yell back. You're
not.
not fun. You're not
look.
fun.
I can be fun. I can tell a joke. I'll tell a
Uh-huh.
joke.
Oh
I
boy.
bet you can't tell a joke.
Hold on, I need
Alright.
Lenore here for this.
How many members of the watch does it take to change the candle in a lantern?
This is
How
already pretty
many?
bad.
How many members of the watch?
None, because they bust the lantern for being broke and the room for being black.
There it is. There it is. He's
Hey,
in the
hey,
sleep.
hey, Cherie,
Gabriel's gonna be like, whoa.
read the room.
Gabriel's just
No.
gonna say, oh damn, and then start laughing his ass off. Like he's gonna fall out his seat laughing. He's going to fucking have a fit. I want him to be crying on the floor, screaming. Drinks all around, man. Let's get fucked up.
Yeah. I'm down for that.
The
We
DM's gone.
broke him. We broke him. We did it, guys. We did it. This is I'm the DM now. It's me. It's me.
Your time has come.
But
This is gonna get a.
This is gonna get a full screen in the edit. Just
Yes.
that face.
Okay, fair. Yeah.
He's
You guys
pretty
don't
funny,
like-
guys.
You guys don't like cop jokes?
Nah, I mean, you know, that's pretty funny for me, but I don't know, man. I'm an elf, you know. We laugh at everything.
I think you need a few more drinks.
From the
Yo,
corner
she
of the
told that
room
joke now.
where
Imagine when she's drunk.
Bro,
saw that guy
let's
giving
go.
you the
Let's
stink
go.
eye.
Let's go.
There's,
More
there's
shots.
a violent sound of wood on wood as you're looking over. The guy who was sitting in the corner giving you the stink eye, he's wearing full watch uniform. You note he's wearing the same coloured tab on his shoulder that Tenzo does, meaning he's a civilar. Just gets up, throws his hands up in disgust, on preserve, and just stalks out of the bar.
Keep walking.
Before he leaves, I'm like, excuse me, sir. And try to
no.
stop him.
Turns, looks over his shoulder. What?
You seem a little upset. I wish I could drink on me. Don't worry about it.
I can pay for my own drinks, thank you.
Oh,
And he
but
stalks
yeah,
out of the
but-
room.
Oh man.
Mr. Stinky Pants. What's wrong
I
with
don't-
you, man?
I don't
like
think
him.
he
We gotta
likes.
become friends with him.
I don't think he likes cop jokes either.
That was Baston. He's a real dick.
Fuck that guy.
You know him, Tenzo?
Yeah, I mean, we had to train together.
Hmm.
He's a real
He seems like
loser.
a nice guy. He seems like a nice guy. If you know, he's got some problems probably, but he's like a nice dude.
His
What
wife
am I
cheated
looking
on
for?
him, and then he joined the
Ow.
watch so he could like beat up.
She cheated
Makes
on him
sense
with another
now.
cop. That's why he
Damn.
didn't care for it.
Yeah.
Oof.
Never
well.
marry a cop. Mm-mm. Never get married.
Never
I'll get
cop.
married. Tax man.
I feel that.
Lenore,
Hell yeah, sister.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Put it back in the
God.
pocket.
No.
I'm gonna
Tucks in the
take this
mouth or it
bitch
goes
upside
back in the
down.
pocket.
I'm gonna start ordering more drinks, and I'm be like, anybody want a drink? Come on up here, man. Let's get some drinks going. Let's get some alcohol flowing. Let's get crazy. And I'm gonna get on top of a stool and then try to do a backflip again.
Oh, no.
Okay, do an acrobatics check. You've only had one drink, so that's okay. You can do a straight check.
It's getting racy. He's
Do a
getting...
flip.
Let's go, 20.
Dirty 20? That's fine. Backflip off the stool, land on the floor. It's again nice and neat. Kind of get
Nice.
a light flourish with your hands at the end. And all the watchmen just go,
Woo!
Not bad.
Good time.
now you mentioned
Good
buying
times.
us a drink.
I mean, I got 2 gold pieces. How much can that give me?
2 gold pieces will actually go reasonably far in a tavern if you're buying cheap ale. So I would say at this point, yeah, it's going to cost you 7 shards of silver, and that's going to cover everyone in the tavern for a round.
Let's go. I'm gonna throw it at him. Let's get fucked. Let's get fucked.
All right, and this is where you see Shalia really coming into her own as she's like moving her hands independently, getting tankards, sliding them across the bar in different directions, as she's just getting about 20 odd tankards of ale out there in the space of what can't really be more than 2 minutes.
That's impressive.
This
Are
is
there any other... Sorry.
mhm.
Are there any other interesting patrons in the bar? People that look... Keegan, you okay?
Yeah, I was yawning
Oh, okay.
and pretending to drink a tankard at the same time.
Yep.
Any interesting patrons in the bar? People who look weird.
Not particularly. You
Weirdo.
guys, your patrol or your team now at this stage are definitely the most eclectic looking bunch.
I have no idea what you mean. We're very normal.
There's you know, mostly humans. There's a couple of dwarves, a halfling sitting up on one of the higher chairs, a couple of elves, and they're all just sort of scattered around the various patrols that are... You get this notion that the patrols tend to sit together at the same tables.
Okay.
I look
I'm
at
gonna-
Felia and I was like, "Are you looking for somebody?"
No, not really. I just like people watching. Everyone's so weird here, you know?
I'm afraid that we're the weird ones.
You don't
No.
say.
I think it's just, you know...
What do you
Oedipus
mean
fit
weird? And I'm still holding his hand.
as we like, our arms are crossed and we're sharing drinks with each other. Our arms are like,
Well, what do you mean weird?
Yeah, no, we're really normal. We're fine. It's fine.
I guess if you think about it, the weirder you are in Waterdeep, the better you fit in.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
the only way to survive.
that's pretty
I
true.
guess so.
If you're normal, you're not gonna make it here.
Cheers to that.
So
we're gonna
um,
keep drinking from each other's cups.
one of the guys from the table where that dude just got up and walked out in a huff, he wanders over, he's like, and gives you, Gabe, a nudge on the shoulder. Goes, what's your name then?
Gabriel.
Gabriel. Cheers to you, Gabriel. Oi! How about a cheer for the Wardens? Stopped us all getting blowed up and brought us around. All the watchmen are like, to
Dude,
the Wardens! Hey! He goes, and one to Gabe for the drinks. Hey to Gabe!
Yay!
I'm gonna look at one of us and be like, they really love me. They love
like
me.
Yeah, you bought a bunch of alcoholic drinks. Of course they do.
And, I'm making everybody's heart somewhere, man. You gotta slowly but surely, they're gonna love us. We're gonna be able to do whatever the fuck we want eventually.
Yes.
Just give me time.
And that's the way to do it. Booze them up. They can't resist you.
Yeah, there's definitely a sense
Easy,
that
Bill Cosby.
you've won some people over, you know.
Nice.
We should organize like a company party, something like that. So maybe we can do like a formal announcement, have like a party at the watchtower.
Dude, you know what we should do? Fight pit. That'd be pretty dope.
You say
Fight
fight
fire
pit?
ring.
Fight pit,
That'd be
you know,
cool.
like a little bit of friendly sparring in a watch house, you know,
I
one-on-one. You know.
like
we could do
it.
some 2-on-2s of anything, you know, a little bit
Now
of
we're
magic
talking.
involved.
I
Man,
like what
oh.
you're saying. Hell yeah.
I
I'm
love
Melee.
it.
I
It's
am
still
going to
sharp, you know?
melee the shit out of that.
Bring it. I'm down.
I'm gonna break it
Hell yeah.
through the day.
I'd love to put you in your place.
Alright, okay. Lenore's had a few too many.
Have you ever been in a fight, Lenore?
Plenty.
Did it
Yeah,
go
go
well?
chase it.
I sincerely doubt it.
You never know.
Have I
Let her
been in
talk
some
about her
fights?
life, guys. She might
I
have
haven't been in any
involved in
fights,
that.
but I've committed a couple murders.
You know.
I've never fought anybody, but I've murdered a few people.
Look, it was a one-sided
Fighting
fight.
mode.
It was very short, and the other person didn't realize it was happening.
Sometimes
asleep.
they're
He
just
didn't know it was a fight.
accidents. Murder is a very, very strong word. I prefer the term accident.
Just a happy little
Self-slaughter.
accident.
Why? So you, why do you want to? Why do you want to get together a fight pit?
Because you never know the kind of violence is gonna turn up here, you know. And if we keep ourselves, you know, limber, you know, at our best, we could probably take care of things better, you know.
for like training purposes.
Yeah,
Good
exactly.
stuff.
Not
I
for
love
like,
it.
not for this grotesque violence, of course. I'm not
Love
a
it.
maniac.
And
Well,
we'll just have
just-
some casual betting
just-
on the side.
Just a little bit of grotesque violence.
Exactly.
Well,
We'll,
A little
we'll
bit.
take bets. You can win some money. I'm sure most people here can't take me. I could behead probably pretty much anyone in here.
I will
You wanna go?
snap your neck off.
Let's
maybe
you
you,
like-
'cause
go.
you're like a wall. But like, you know, the other people, look at these other guards, man. Look at that guy, and I'm pointing at some random dude. Look at how frail he looks. I'd slaughter him. So,
That's a dwarf. That's a really, really small dwarf.
yeah, he'd be a really, really small body afterwards too. You can take it.
They're like, who? Me? Who? Me?
Yes, you.
I'm-
Yes,
Just
you.
finish your drink. We're not talking about you.
Yes, you. Work out more. Damn it. I hate this guy.
I hate this guy.
Gabe's nasty drunk.
There's more to winning a fight than just being jacked, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not Jack. I'm just really quick.
I mean, you're okay. You're sort of quick.
Pretty quick. I can't climb walls like you can, but I'm pretty quick.
I'm sorry, have you seen my backflip?
Yeah, he's. I mean,
Are
he
we
has
doing
been
more
flipping.
flips?
Have we?
I'm not doing more flips. I'm drunk. If I do a flip right now, that may be the end of my life. So,
I bet
But-
you, you could
what? Oh, really?
do another one.
I don't think he can.
I think he can.
Of course he can.
Yeah, he's-
Five silver. Five
so
silver
could.
says he can't.
You're on.
All right, 5 silver says he can't.
Guys, I don't know, man. I'm a little fucked up. I don't know if
You
it's safe.
you have to do it.
You
I'm
can
a little
do
fucked
it.
up, guys.
You
Fine.
have,
I'm
you
a
have to do
cleric.
it. I have money
if,
on it.
if you fall and break your neck, we all know I can keep you from dying.
But I won't be able to walk anymore. Walking's like one of my favorite things. It's probably my favorite
just-
thing to do.
The kind of
It'll be
scrawnier
fine.
looking watchman from the next table wanders over and goes, I'll tell you what. I got 6 shards here. Says you can't do it. If you can do it, I'll buy the next round. If you can't do it, you buy the next round.
Bro, you're on.
Gabriel, don't
Oh,
do it. You
shit,
can't
got
take money
it.
off a little person. Don't do it. You can't take money off him. It's
Gabe,
don't get mad.
listen.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna try
Listen
to
to me.
Whisper,
You have to do this because it's cool as shit.
but I do love being cool, but I am
Yes.
drunk.
Do
I'm
it.
gonna go.
Being
I'm gonna
cool
go for it.
is more.
You know that it's going to be a challenge at this point.
No.
All right, I'm gonna go for it.
Okay, give me an acrobatics roll at disadvantage.
Ah, fuck me, dude. If I die like this, like I break my neck and I die, that's the end of my character. I gotta write a new character up.
Well, you could roll in that one, yeah.
Oh, you.
My lowest was 16.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it to appear in the log.
It was. I can see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Lowest, I got a
16.
19 and a 10.
He can do it.
Then why can't I see it? That's just not
All
cool.
right. I guess I owe 5 silver. Here
What's
you
the
go.
top? Okay, what's the what was it?
The lowest is 16.
Give
Okay,
me.
yep. Okay, so you
Yep.
again you pull it off. There's a slight wobble, and then stand up straight, and everyone on the barge is like, yeah! This guy's like,
See, look
all
how
right,
cool you
all
are.
right.
I'm
I'm a man of my
immediately
word.
sit down, jump
You've
at the throw
got
up.
me.
I'm like shaking, getting like, you did it, you did it. You're on the verge
Please.
of puking.
Lady
Please stop.
Shivala, a round of drinks on me, but from him.
Hurrah. Yes.
To Gabe!
Woo!
And again,
I'm
you know,
gonna immediately get my drink, try to face it instantly.
Shaylia
Yeah.
starts
Yeah.
going nuts at the bar. She's got arms going everywhere. She's tipping, she's pouring,
love
she's
it.
sliding tankards across. It's again, you know, people are running up to the bar, grabbing 2 or 3 at a time, headed back to the table. And again, people are just running past, slapping you on the back, Gabe. Like, yeah, thanks, buddy.
Everyone's doing it, so I'm actually getting hurt. Everyone is in the exact same place.
Yeah, it's just like it doesn't hurt as much because you know you've had a few tankards at this point, but yeah,
Yeah.
it might feel a little bit sore in the morning, you know.
This has been pretty crazy, guys. All right, I'm gonna kind of like, I'm gonna slow down. I'm gonna go take a seat. I'm a little sauced up, but
But you know what you are? You're a legend.
yeah, dude, I'm a fucking legend, and I'm gonna like go and find I instantly try to find a barrel and vomit into it. Because I'm blitzed.
Okay.
I command
blitzed and
Cloaky to go
dizzy.
hold his hair while
That's
he
my
vomits.
boy.
Hold my threads back.
So
Oh my gosh.
as you wander out, there's a couple of giant rats scurrying across the street.
Roll
But
initiative.
as you jump, you're like, yeah, and they run past what looks to be an empty barrel. As you run up to it, you just get to it. You didn't, Kenzo, you didn't know Gabe spoke not Trondathan, Choltian, but apparently he's doing a pretty good impression of it.
Because I'm vomiting. So much.
He's like very Choltian sounding. And
I take out some like a pencil and I start sketching what he looks like as he's vomiting. And I'm like, this is going on the food bin. Back to headquarters.
yeah, so you look down. Once you sort of wipe your mouth away, look down, and there's just lunch, bile, and you can just make out the shape of what appears to be a few melons stacked in the bottom of the barrel underneath it. The barrel was not empty.
Oh.
Ew. You just vomited on someone's like fruit to sell.
Can you press to digitize that, please?
I can't do that much. I have limits.
I
That's
walk
obscene.
I walk up and I look inside the barrel.
I got a feeling this isn't the first time he's vomited on a bunch of melons.
You know me too well, man. You know me too well.
Couple of city watch. You hear screaming as a couple of city watchmen is like dragging a guy out of a tavern further up the street. Looks a bit seedier, and he's like, "The mind flayers! You're taking over the city!" He just sort of goes around the corner. The voice trails off into nothing as you just see bits of froth coming out of his mouth.
That was creepy.
It's
a froth.
No, it's cool.
It's a fairly standard scene for a Waterdeep night.
Does that seem like a rowdier bar and like a rowdier tavern in general?
Not necessarily rowdy, just a whole lot seedier.
Okay.
Ooh.
It
I'm gonna-
feels like the sort of bar where you might need a lesser restoration just walking past the front door if the door's open.
Oh, it's like that.
Yeah, it's the
Okay.
sort of place you'd expect to find down at the docks.
Okay, I don't want to get tuberculosis from walking in the place.
Yeah,
so,
exactly. So you're standing as a group in the street looking at a barrel full of what appears to be freshly chundered melons. A couple of city watchmen just dragged what appears to be a raving lunatic off around the corner, probably to take him into a cell for the night to sober up. You appear to have made a number of friends in the watch house, the watch tower, who drink at this safe haven inn. You've got you've got what appears to be a solid lead, got some solid information on this focusing crystal and potentially a way forwards to understand how the crystal works. And that's where we're going to leave it for the week.
All right. This is dope. This is amazing.
I
This
can't
was
wait
fun.
to go experience the homeless bird community. Amazing.
A homeless
I'm
bird
ready for it.
community.
Like a shitload of homeless people and just birds everywhere. Chaos.
That's gonna
It's
be
like
dope.
it's like the bird pigeon lady on Home Alone 2.
Yeah, so she had the army of pigeons.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're gonna
I was
get
hoping we meet some form of the Rat King in this
You
encounter.
just
yeah.
might. You might get a
Yes.
brief. You might get a glimpse into a little bit of Tenzo's past, perhaps.
Oh.
You might make some new friends. Who knows? Sween, have you
Ooh.
got a couple of names for us to give a shout out to?
Yes, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Average Taxpayer for subscribing. And then I think there was one other. Do you know of any chance?
There
I
was
know I might
one.
find it.
There was also somebody who sort of joined the Watchmen ranks, as it were, on the map stream over the weekend. A friend of Keegan's, actually.
Yeah, Little Lep. Thanks for
Thank you.
subbing, buddy.
So much for the subscription. I appreciate it.
I dub our subscribers Watchmen. You have the right to call yourselves Watchmen. Every subscription brings us just a little bit closer to, being able to bring even better content more regularly. Helps us, improve some of our tools. Might even get this thing working. We love every one of you. Thank you to everyone who showed up just to give your support, and congratulations. Now some of you are bastards, because as we always say, all Watchmen are bastards.